Hey, Rob from Order 42 here, and today we're going to be talking about a fan edit. Yes, another fan edit, and yes, another fan edit of Prometheus, but with Alien Covenant. It's called Paradise. It's a fan edit by Joe Willins, and yeah, it's let, let's just get into it. Paradise is an editing project combining Prometheus and Alien Covenant into a single David-centric narrative. The goal was to intercut material from both films to tell a story in a way that favors the strengths of both. With a runtime of about 2.5 hours, Joe Willens aimed to enhance most of the excitement and mystery from the two films by unfolding them in parallel and playing them off one another. So before we get into the thick of it, right? I'm talking about Paradise and what Joe Willens did here. I do want to talk just a little bit about Ridley Scott and why I love him as a filmmaker. There's something about his style that I really gravitate towards. Um, Prometheus, Alien Covenant. There's a lot of people that don't like either one of those movies. I like both of them. There's things that I like in both of them. Yeah, some of the characterization is a little weak. Some of the story plot devices, I guess you could say, are a little wonky, but I love them. I love the movies. I think they're great. So I think that's gonna have a lot to do with how you would take Paradise, right? Like to me, Ridley Scott is one of those filmmakers that his violence to me is when he shows violence, it's visceral, it's shocking. There's sort of a I don't know, it's almost like Ridley is less interested in characterization and in story and lore and things like that as he is in invoking a feeling from the audience and from me. Because I feel like to me Prometheus is a movie that was just it was perfect for me. I love that movie so much, even with its faults. So yeah, I feel like in a lot of ways you're gonna find that this edit is probably not going to be something that you enjoy if you didn't already enjoy Prometheus and Alien Covenant. More than any fan edit that I think I've probably ever watched, it's the first time where it actually changed the themes of the movie. It changed the focus. And that's not easy to do. It's not easy to tell a story that way. I found that I mean it really worked for me. As a fan of these movies, it was interesting to see it in a different point of view, and it also made me realize something about the character of David. I don't really want to say because well, I mean, you should see it for yourself. Now, what Job has done here, and I assume I'm saying his name right, Job. What he did here is nothing short of just it's a class act. It's really really well done in every single aspect, at least in my opinion. I watched it. I downloaded the 1080p version off of his WordPress website. It's got the 5.1 surround sound. I watched it in my living room, and it was amazing. It was great. The custom titles, custom the names of the planets and things like. I mean, there's something to it where it's so slick. I just there's something about it, the aesthetic and everything. I just really really enjoyed it, and I think he did an amazing job here. I tried to watch this with a couple of different things in mind, right? For as a viewer, somebody who's already seen Prometheus and already seen Alien Covenant, I tried to think about it like yeah, it's me. I enjoy those movies, so watching it, I really really enjoyed it. Then I tried to think about it as somebody who didn't like either one of those movies. It might actually streamline a lot of the let's just say trim the fat in a way that makes it more digestible, and actually it might work better for you. If you're a person that really really is in love with the alien, it's going to be one of those things where I don't know if it's going to work for you. And I also don't think that if you've never seen the movies, I think it's going to be super confusing because the stories are told sort of like you said, like in parallel, and it goes from one team of people to another, and you're like, I don't know who these people are, and I don't know why I should care. I don't really understand what the through line is. It's only well, the way that he tells the story, the way that he's edited this, the through line comes to a point where you go, ah, okay, I see what he's trying to say here. there's actually something he's trying to say, at least in my opinion. And I really thought it was pretty cool. I will say this, if and this is kind of a spoiler for not really the Paradise movie, the fan edit, but of Prometheus or Alien Covenant. So if for some reason you're watching this and you haven't seen either one of those, this might be a spoiler for you. But um, the character of David, what I liked about Prometheus is that there was just a big question on whose side is this guy on. I mean, he's obviously an android, right? But is he is he bad? Is he a bad character, or is he just doing what he's ordered to do? And what I liked about the way that the movie worked, is that it felt to me that David was only doing the things that he was doing on orders of Wayland, right? And that's what I liked about it, is that by the end of it, you see that he's not a bad character, and even Shaw treats him as not a bad character at the end of the movie. She even apologizes to him, and he's, oh, it's quite all right, when she's putting his head in the bag. I like that. And it was like cool, because I didn't like the idea that every android except for Bishop in this universe would be kind of a bad character. So I really, really enjoyed the idea that throughout the movie of Prometheus, you're not really sure of what's going on. Of course, Ridley changed that in Alien Covenant, made him almost like, I mean, he's like the villain, right? The kind of the super villain of these two movies, if you can say that. So it's just weird. It's a difference in opinion on what I would want for the character, but it also points out something that's really, really interesting, and it kind of holds up a mirror to the human species in a way. It was kind of interesting, and again, wasn't expecting these themes to really come to the forefront in this new edit. Now, if you've been on this channel for a while, and thank you for watching, if you have been, the fan edits has become something of a thing on this channel, and it's been something that people have really responded to, and it's fun to kind of shine a light on some of these projects that may have not otherwise been seen. So that's really, really cool. And I've seen a lot of them, right? I've seen quite a few, and this is the first one where I just felt like this was something special to me. This was something different. It wasn't just, hey, I'm taking out the things that I wasn't a big fan of, or I'm putting back some of the things that I did like. This was like an undertaking where the themes changed, everything changed. So, and then of course, on top of that, visually, the sound wise, the titles, the custom titles, all of that, I was really, really impressed with it. I just felt like the whole presentation was really slick, and I just really, really enjoyed it. So it's probably my favorite fan edit I think I've ever seen. So, Joe Willins' Paradise. Have you seen this? I mean, to me, this is like, it's almost, it almost might be a bad thing, because it's like, okay, it's constantly going to be the movie that, the fan edit, I should say, that I compare other fan edits to. It's like, man, the scope of this thing was really interesting to me, and it really worked for me. So I'm kind of curious, have you been able to check out Paradise? What do you think of it? Let me know down below, and we'll talk about it. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.